Well, good evening and welcome to Jazz After Dark, everybody. How you doing out there? Hope all is good with you. Joining you with a Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned here tonight. Sans cherry. I forgot the cherry. I'm sorry. Oh. But it is awesome nonetheless. Do yourself a favor. Order yourself a Buffalo Trace Old Fashioned when you're out there. This is a show where we slow things down a little bit. This is not the fin tips videos that we do. This is not some of the other short type videos that we do. This is for people that want to dig a little bit deeper. And I try to take a topic that we get a lot of questions on and really dive into maybe the psychology of it or the physicality of it, how you do things. And so tonight I would like to expand on the Roth IRA in a pretty unique way. The Roth IRA, you guys probably know, is a tax-free account. You put your money in there. It's presumed that you will have paid your tax already on it. There's no need to tax it again. And the closest we've ever come to it actually being taxed was, I believe, the 2016 election cycle. Elizabeth Warren and Bernie Sanders, they had proposed a transaction tax on Wall Street. And they claimed that this would get those fat cats, right? And they said, basically, we want to charge essentially a part of a nickel every time there's a share traded. Or it was going to be like a nickel per 1,000 shares. Well, that backfired real quick because it was seen as a Roth IRA tax, right? Although that's probably not what they intended. I don't remember what they were doing there, but we all looked at it and said, wait a minute, we do lots of transactions in our Roth IRA over the course of like a 30-year window. That's a tax, right? You're coming after me. That's not a fat cat. That's a normal person. And so really the attempts to tax the Roth have failed. There's been no other real aggressive attempt, but people are very protective of that. And it's one of those times where Americans step up and fight back and we all forget our political sides and say, whoa, 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 whoa. But with that in mind, everybody says, oh, taxes are going to go up, man. The tax rates are going to go up. I can actually prove otherwise. I've done a class on that where we showed the tax rates over since like 1960, 50 even, I believe. And we went through and kind of showed, well, the tax rates don't actually go up. However, they get you on the other stuff. No political person who's running for any office anywhere, senator or even the presidency, is going to say, let's raise the tax rates. Like right now, they're just supposed to go back to the way they are, but not these days. You're not going to say, well, the people that are paying 12, soon to be 15%, they should be paying 22%. Just get rid of that tax bracket. You're not going to get elected if you even have a thought of that, right? I mean, you get it. But what they do is they get you in other ways. There's all the other taxes that have come along throughout the years. I'll come back to it, do the video again if you'd like, but that's how they get you. So the Roth IRA is this coveted, like, oh my God, you can't tax my gains. You can't tax the withdrawals. You're not even going to force me to withdraw, right? The taxes are done. So we get really excited about this. A lot of people, they're like, Roth IRA, Roth IRA. Let's still be smart about it, okay? So what we're going to do is dive into a scenario here. And this is based on a client, actually. So I changed the name. So it's Louis and Lucille Armstrong here. We're going to pretend that they're piecing this plan together. They have questions along the way, and they've got some really hard and fast rules. To give you a little background on them, they are 43 and 41, 2-year difference, got a couple kids in there. They have expenses to be expected based on their income, which we'll see in a second. They are saving 5% of the 401k, some money in a taxable account for goals that they have along the way that are not retirement related. And no money in the traditional IRA, but we've got money going in the Roth IRA via the backdoor Roth. Essentially, Louis makes too much, and them as a couple go over the limit, right? So that's fine. Nonetheless, let's say they've told me, Roth IRA, you got to get it in there. I want to do the backdoor. I want to make this happen. What if I could prove you wrong? Maybe, maybe I can't. I don't know. That just came to me, right? So they want to retire at 60, and she'll be 2 years younger, of course, at that point. She'll be 58. Retirement expenses, they like spend $3,500. On top of that, we're going to have our health care. On top of that, we'll have some travel. On top of that, we'll have a car every 8 years. And a little extra cash really is what we're trying to do, is just make it harder on them. We will not have the home. going on here? Oh, Bourbon Street's their rental property. It's not really the different property, but these are the numbers, right? So they've got a rental property, but they rent at the moment. And so we have no thoughts on how that's going to look. I can't model something, right? They don't know. So let's take a look at his. The thing I'm interested in here is you using the Roth IRA and getting the tax advantage, right? They're 43, they want to retire at 60. That's a long enough time to say, well, if you're going to use the Roth, then you could probably offset the tax you are going to pay now by the gains you will get over time, right? And sorry if there's a delay. It seems to be some kind of delay here. I don't know. We're going to go on. So what we're looking at here, let's go over to the screen. We're looking at their effective tax rate. This is with everything included. I'm going to skip that for a second. I'm going to go to their federal income tax bracket, just visually to see when do they pay the most amount of taxes and when will they pay somewhat lower taxes there, then goes back up in the future, okay? So based on everything we have, this is their life at the moment. Well, if we look at the sort of comparing apples to apples, we are going to make a suggestion based on what is currently happening. So this is what's currently happening. They have 10% of their money tax-free. We're going to propose a scenario, and I don't know how this is going to go. The first thing I'm going to do is say, let's do conversions instead of deposits, right? Now, that may not mean anything to you, but what I'm saying is let's take your pre-tax money and move that over to the Roth IRA, but I want to do this when it makes the most amount of sense. And the goal here is to pay the least amount of taxes. So we now have 77% tax-free. I bet you I could get that to 100 actually, if we just change this. Yeah. So if we change the way we withdraw our money, I could actually get it to where all their money is tax-free. That's a different video, but let's dig further. All right. So here what we're saying is we're going to move money so long as we don't fill up the top of the 22% tax. Oh, you can't see it. I'm sorry. The 22% tax bracket. There you go. Or what will be the 25% tax bracket starting in 2026. That's why there's a slash there. Okay. What we're interested in is paying less tax, right? If we have a different value, there's a slightly different ending portfolio value there. All right, that's in future dollars and everything. That's interesting, but we don't want to have slightly more because we paid a whole bunch more in tax. Would you take a few less dollars in your pocket if it meant that all of it was forever tax-free, both for you, your heirs, and all that happy stuff? You get what I'm saying there? So don't focus so much on that number because, well, that's great that you have $9,473,000 here, which is more than this. However, only 10% of this is tax-free. So you really don't have that much money, right? All right. So let's look at something here. Let's see if we can see the total tax paid. So look at their lifespan now. So if they continue, they got 9 million that will have paid 3.179 million in total federal tax. And that's really just a show of how much they'll pay each year. Naturally, this gets to be higher as they get into RMD ages. For the moment, that's still required. But over here, we're paying $1 million less in taxes. Okay, so I want you to think about this for a second. $1 million less in taxes and 100% of what you will have, which they can't spend in their lifetime, according to the plan so far, will be tax-free to the spouse, will be tax-free to the beneficiaries, right? So that's the real fun there, because imagine that you paid $2 million in total tax, and we could probably do better than that. But now he or she who gets your account after you pass, they still get to let it grow. He or she who gets it after both of these people, in this case, pass, they can let it grow, provided it's within 10 years, yada, yada, different rules there, but they have a window to let it grow. That's the game there. That's what we want to look at. So before you start saying, Dustin, I'm going to join you here at Jazz Wealth, marketing. I'm going to, I want to force you to make me contribute to a Roth. Well, anytime somebody has good income and they still want to contribute to a Roth, just know that I'm going to challenge that. I may find that you're right and there's nothing, there's no advantage there. We're not taking from the tax that you would pay. It's fine. You could do it. But in this case, I literally had no idea how this was going to play out. And we found real quickly we can get their money tax-free and we can lower the federal tax there. So don't just jump to the conclusion of Roth IRA, tax-free, let it grow. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Wait a minute. Does it make sense to do that? Make somebody model it out. If you have an advisor, a planner, whoever you're working with, let's see it. Let's go. Show me what you got, right? Make them do it. Could be a big difference. And especially as we come up with these more unique ways that they will tax you with the other dollars outside of your Roth. I was watching the debate the other night, and it was supposed to be a business. It was done by Fox Business. So I thought, here we go. We're going to have a lot of business talk. I should probably watch this. Yeah, I didn't see anybody there that was really concerned about the specifics of the financial issues that we have. A couple good points, with some financial literacy and making sure we take care of us here in the States. All right, fine. But I didn't hear anybody say like, oh man, we need to focus on the taxes that we're paying. We need to lower these costs. We need to stop spending money. I hear a lot of spending on this side. I hear a lot of spending on this side. That means they're going to get that from you somehow. We got to work through it. All right, I'm going to wrap it up there. I will wish you a good rest of your evening. Thanks for learning with me here tonight. And check us out, jazzwealth.com. You can schedule a call. We have no sales pitch or anything like that. You just call, see if we're a good fit. And if we are, we'll move on. If not, we'll move on as well. All right, enjoy.